What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute, man. Listen, what do we have him? That's how we say it in the South a little bit. What do we have him? That's how some of the preachers in the pulpit, they say, him. What we got him. But what do we have here, bro? Daughter of a police commander let go. Let go. Let it go, like Elsa. Let go after being arrested for driving drunk. How many of y'all have DUI charges that wish you was let go or allow for somebody to come pick you up and they let you off with a warning? How many of y'all? Daughter of a police commander let go after being arrested for driving drunk. I gotta hear this one, man. I gotta hear this one. They gotta really sell this one to me. Like, seriously. So let's get to it. All right. So if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button down below. And once you do that and you become part of the family, it's one thing we need you to do, bro. Most of everybody else in the fam probably already done it by now, but we just need you to do it. And that's run the likes up, baby. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button and run the likes up. Let's go.
What did you have to drink?
A couple shots.
A couple shots?
Yeah.
Do you know what they were?
Whiskey.
You are under arrest for driving while intoxicated, okay?
Okay.
I don't agree with what we did out there. All he told me was, do you know who that is? It blew my mind. I was like, well, this is one of my supervisor's daughters. So I was like, there's my career right there. Like, I'm done.
Is she falling down drunk? Is she throwing up on herself? Is she incoherent? Is she just absolutely gone? He said, no, she's just...
Wait a minute. This is actually crazier than I thought it would be. They're actually, I don't know if it's like internal affairs interviewing them or what, but this is deep. I didn't think it was this deep.
I think she said too much. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna call her dad to come here.
This is not what I would call an attempt for cover-up or corruption type issue.
Hello, and welcome back to Legal Dissent.
When you say that, bro, I'm so sick of these scam likelies. I'm so sick of these scam likelies, bro. Let me see if I can get them to say something.
Hi there, this is Allison on a quality recorded line, and you can press 1 to be removed. I'm with Medic.
Hi, how you doing? Hello? Ashley, where'd you go? Hello?
I'm with Medicare Rewards regarding your insurance. My callback number is 866-503-0581.
Yeah, I love bothering these scam likely calls, y'all. I do, man. Back to the video, though.
Where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. Today we evaluate a news story from the Midlothian, Texas Police Department covered by CBS 11 in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As always, links to the original videos, case law, statutes, and contact information for the law enforcement agency involved is located in the description below. If you'd like to contact us as well to let us know how we're doing, or if you have videos you would like us to evaluate, please find our contact info in the description as well. And as always, if you enjoy our content, please do consider subscribing, liking, and letting us know that you support us in the comments below. It really does help the channel out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. At 2:30 a.m. on March 12th earlier this year, the 21-year-old daughter of Midlothian Police Commander Clay Regan was pulled over for driving erratically in her red Jeep.
11:21.
It was the middle of the night in Midlothian when a police officer spotted this Jeep.
The reason I pulled you over is you're all over the road.
In a field sobriety test, the driver stumbled and struggled to keep her balance.
What did you have to drink?
A couple shots.
A couple shots?
Yeah.
Do you know what they were?
Whiskey.
To the two officers on scene, it was clear she was in
It was smooth. It's Tennessee whiskey. Huh? Yeah, I didn't know I knew about that, bro. Huh? What y'all know about that? That's Chris Stapleton, right? Let's talk about it.
You know what they were?
Whiskey.
To the two officers on scene, it was clear she was impaired.
You are under arrest for driving while intoxicated, okay?
Okay.
But once they had her in handcuffs, they checked her license and realized just who they had arrested.
Officer Philip Evett did everything right up to this point. He pulled over a driver with just cause. He conducted the field sobriety test and concluded that she was driving while intoxicated, leading to a legal arrest. So what went wrong? Well, Officer Nicholas Vanderkar recognized that this was their boss's daughter.
I don't agree with what we did out there.
Officer Nicholas Vanderkar was the first to recognize that the driver was the daughter of a Midlothian police commander.
Hey, Evett.
You can see him remove his body-worn camera and ask his partner to do the same.
What's up? Put this in the car.
All he told me was,
Can they do that? Are you allowed to do that, bro? Come on now, bro, with everything going on in the world, right? This type of stuff right here can't happen. This can't happen, fam. You just turned off your body cam.
do you know who that is?
The news hit him hard.
It blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is one of my supervisor's daughters. So I was like, there's my career right there. Like, I'm done.
Officer Evett called his sergeant, Stephanie Hansen. The sergeant said she told him to let her go.
Is she falling down drunk? Is she throwing up on herself? Is she incoherent? Is she just absolutely gone? He said, no, I think she said too much. I said, okay, well, I'm going to call her dad to come here.
Go ahead, unhandcuff her, unarrest her, and just hang out there.
The officers
Whoa! What? Let her go? So if you're a cop's daughter, you don't have to abide by the law. It's basically what that's saying to me. Now, I know a lot of people are going to have some pushback and say, well, it's professional courtesy. Is that really teaching her the valuable lesson? Is it? Who's to say her getting arrested isn't the thing that she needs? Wow.
did as they were told, releasing the woman to her father. But their actions that night left them upset.
And I couldn't sleep. I mean, because again, like, I know what we were doing, I didn't believe in.
My wife even said when I got home, she's like, are you okay? Like, I was pale. It bugged me a lot.
The officers deactivated their body cams, contacted their sergeant, and the sergeant ordered them to let her go and allow her father to take her home without being arrested. I believe that while imperfect, America was still built on the fundamental idea that royalty and special statuses based on the genetic lottery should not exist. Yet we live in a society today that grants the families of politicians, sport figures, Hollywood movie stars, and apparently even the daughters of police commanders special privileges based simply on who their parents are. To the driver's credit, she did not mention one time who her father was or threaten to use her family's position to weasel her way out of the incident. Obviously, she should not have been driving under the influence, but the blame...
She was probably scared of her pops. She'd have probably rather go to jail. I know I would have if it was my mom. And I just got my license. I got arrested. I don't want to deal with her. What you mean? Nah, take me now. I don't want to deal with them. Mom and pops. Nah, bro, you want them behind my back or you want them in the front? Where you want to put these cuffs at, bro? I don't want to deal with them at all. I want you, matter of fact, when you put me in there, you lock the cell and then you put like a chain around it and a padlock on it so she can't get to me. Because I don't think these bars is enough, bro.
For the biased policing effort in this situation lay squarely on the officers and the sergeant involved. The officers say they regretted it and felt like they did the wrong thing, but watch how they cover their tracks.
There was no record made of the arrest, no incident report, which is required when anyone is restrained. Officer Evett says he went to Sergeant Hansen at one point, feeling panicked and scared.
She's like, well, it was my decision. Like, don't talk about it.
No arrest record, no incident report. Don't talk about it. In addition to this, the body cam and the dash cam footage was marked as non-evidentiary, which meant if no one caught it within 1 to 2 months, it would be deleted forever.
What does this do, y'all? This create bad habits right here. Right here. This right here is going to create bad habits. If you do it once and get away with it, you're going to do it again until you get caught. You're going to continue to do it. Why? Because you know you can get away with it. This is the problem right here. And you would think the supervisor would have the common sense to know not to do this. And she'd have been like, no, I don't care who it is. You do your job. We'll handle everything else once you bring that here, and we'll continue to take it and follow this by our guidelines, our SOPs, SOGs, whatever it is that they call it these days, bro. You can't do this. They ain't even file a report and mark the footage as non-evidentiary. Corrupt, bro.
Marking footage as non-evidentiary requires a conscious choice. For every segment of film collected, they have to select if it was a traffic stop, evidentiary, or non-evidentiary. Again, no incident report, when an incident report is required for whenever anyone is temporarily restrained. Does this sound like the actions of officers who are trying to do the right thing and just help out a coworker? Or is it a department that is corrupt and capable of covering their own tracks? You decide in the comments below.
Why do we arrest her? She's Commander's daughter. And I know that in our policy we have discretion, and in this state law we have discretion.
Officers do have some discretion when it relates to arresting individuals. Typically, we are arguing for less officer discretion when it comes to overzealous arrests of citizens, when the officer lacks appropriate probable cause or happens to stumble across the evidence necessary to arrest someone based on an investigation conducted without reasonable articulable suspicion. The state of Texas grants officers a significant amount of discretion when it comes to arrests for traffic violations. You can be arrested in the state of Texas for every traffic violation except for speeding and the open container offenses. They must base their decision to arrest or not to arrest on how potentially dangerous that person is to society, likelihood of them showing up to court, and potential danger to themselves. It is not typical for officers to let a driver go that they had probable cause to arrest for driving while drunk. That being said, I am unable to find any statute or law that demands that an officer actually arrest someone that they find breaking the law. So, theoretically, the sergeant is correct. Officers in Texas seem to have the ability to look the other way and not arrest people that they witness committing crime.
But it's just not that, though. It's not just the fact that they didn't arrest her. They cut the body cams off. They didn't file the report. It's things like that that says, whoa. The officer said it himself. For anybody who's debating me right now, the officer said it himself. When I went home, my wife knew that it was something wrong with me. It ate at me. It ain't eating at you if you did the right thing. It ain't eating at you if you use the discretion that you have as an officer that you're given and did what you thought was the right no. No, it's eating at you when you know you did something wrong. That's when it starts to mess with you and you can't sleep. Both officers said that. It ate at them. One officer said his wife could tell something was wrong.
Which makes you wonder, why don't they exercise this discretion in other types of incidents, like filming a post office or a police station or anything that doesn't seem like a huge deal? This doesn't sit quite right. However, Midlothian Police Chief Carl Smith claims his department does not have a corruption issue at all.
This is not what I would call an attempt for cover-up or corruption type issue.
The chief says the officers didn't appear to be trying to hide what they were doing, and that the department is working to ensure officers know it is not okay.
We've done a pretty exhaustive evaluation of the last 2 years of arrests and contacts to make sure that this is not an ongoing procedure.
The department is also considering a new policy requiring a high-ranking chief or commander be contacted in the future whenever anyone is handcuffed and then released.
And you were the one who determined the discipline, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, the best part. The discipline doled out to the officers who turned off their body cams, violated department policy by failing to create an incident report, lied about the categorization of the body cam and dash cam footage, and the sergeant who instructed them to let the drunk driver go and to not talk about it. What do you think these officers deserve as punishment? Suspension? Fired? Let us know in the comments below.
As discipline, the officers received a written reprimand in their files. The sergeant orders to attend ethics training and to take a paid day of leave of her choosing.
The sergeant in this case is directed to take a day to reflect on the policies that were violated and to learn from those and to report back to the chief.
We asked the chief about Sergeant Stephanie Hansen's punishment. She was the one who ordered the commander's daughter be let go. She's been required to undergo ethics training and to take a day of leave.
Did it look like?
And I know a lot of y'all asking what we might not haven't gotten to their punishment yet, but she definitely has to get some punishment dished down to her because there's chain of command, right? So when you're in these type of roles, right, or you work at these different public safety departments and stuff like that, they preach chain of command, chain of command, chain of command. So if I'm an officer and my superior, I contact them, I'm supposed to be able to contact them to get direction. You know what I'm saying? That's like me as a firefighter. I needed to contact my lieutenant. My lieutenant needed to take it to the next person up. You know what I mean? To figure out what we needed to do. So at that point, it's relinquished off of me because I contacted you to find out what we needed to do. You know what I mean? You use that chain of command for your advantage.
Like it was a paid day off of her choosing, which I think some people would say sounds a lot like a vacation day.
It may well be a paid day off, but it is no vacation day.
The chief said he considered the sergeant's history as a stellar employee. If she has to be disciplined again, he says she'd face tougher consequences.
And I thought the Spanish Inquisition was bad, but the most barbaric forms of medieval torture cannot hold a candle to what the Midlothian Police Department dishes out upon their employees. A paid day off to reflect on department policies, a whole day to sleep in, catch up on your favorite
Yeah, let's be honest. They did that to just appease the public. You know, we got to give you something. That's probably what they told us. Just take a day, you know, let this die down. You come back, you go to ethics training, and it all blow over. I guarantee that's how they laid it out to her.
TV shows and spend it with loved ones. Oh, and she even has the ability to choose when she gets her free vacation day. This is not a punishment. This is a reward. I have never had a boss unhappy with my work product tell me, hey man, I'm really displeased. Go take a day off and think about what you've done. When people ask me why I am so hard on law enforcement and why I don't give them a break, it's because time and time again I've witnessed police not giving other people breaks when they have violated the pettiest of laws. I have seen prosecutors trump up charges unnecessarily and immorally to force defendants into taking bad plea deals so that the prosecutor can make his 4 o'clock tea time on a Friday afternoon. I have observed officers use their power to manipulate, control, and destroy people's lives. No one in everyday life has more power to obliterate your world than an angry officer who had a bad day and wants to take it out on you. This case shows the amount of discretion available to officers to make decisions that have life-altering impact on a daily basis. The scariest part about this is we would have never known if someone on the inside did not alert the media. Was this a good Samaritan or just simply someone with an axe to grind against someone involved? Who knows? But it highlights just how little we realize law enforcement can get away with, and we are none the wiser. If they want to create evidence to frame someone, they can do it. If they want to conveniently lose evidence to help a buddy, they can do it. Most prosecutors are rubber stamps for police officers when they decide to file charges. And most judges are also just rubber stamps for officers when they are requested to sign search and arrest warrants. This government is supposed to be a system of checks and balances, and the police have been unchecked for way too long. When you're given the opportunity to vote in your county elections for elected prosecutors and judges, you better be getting out there and selecting individuals who care more than just being tough on crime, and select people who will fight for your right to be free. I know there are good police officers and there are bad police officers. Just like there are good attorneys and bad attorneys, good YouTubers and bad YouTubers. The difference is, I'm not carrying a badge that grants me qualified immunity to destroy your life. We'll see you next time right here.
That's crazy, bro. I've heard of professional courtesy, but that's different right there, bro. Yeah, that's different. Contacting him, her dad, on the way to the police station would have been the appropriate way to do it, but you still have to follow the, you know what I'm saying? The protocols, the standard operating procedures or standard operating guidelines. Those, you gotta follow that, man. Yeah, that was crazy. I didn't expect it to be like that. You know, when a news station gets involved, they trying to get you, they trying to expose you. That was crazy, man. Listen, y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought of this video, man. Till next reaction to my piece, y'all stay solid. Hey.